Hello, my name is White, Daily English, American Textbook Reading, Science 4, Lesson 5. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lessons Today. Today, we're going to be learning about Part Science Books 4, Part 1, Lesson 5, all about habitats. Well, you will discover about various kinds of habitats and differences between freshwater and saltwater habitats. Well, what are they? Let's go and explore in our lessons today. Remember, we will explore about various kinds of habitats and difference between freshwater and saltwater habitats. Okay? Well, let's get started. Of course, the first word here we have is tundra. What does tundra mean? Tundra is a large but also flat and cold areas of land where there's no trees to grow. Well, tundra is very large, but it's also very flat and it's a cold area, right? This area is very cold and it is full of land where no trees grows. No trees grows in this place, right? It is a tundra. Right? Tundra is a large but also flat and cold area of land where no trees grows, right? Okay, the next word here we have is woodland. Woodland is different from tundras. This is an area which has many trees throughout. It is very different, right? A tundra is a place where there's no trees, and a woodland is a place where there's full of trees. That's something that's pretty different, right? It's something that's also funny. Well, they're opposite words. Remember it? Woodland and oaks. Tundras, right? They are different from each other. Well, woodland, this is a special place where there's many trees growing up and down, right? Well, woodlands. Okay, the next word we have is habitat. Habitat, it is the home of an animal or a plant. Well, another word is friendlier of the word habitat is home, right? Well, if you have a home and it's an apartment, you would say, my home is an apartment. But you would never say, my habitat is an apartment. No, always some strange words, right? People would think that you're very strange persons, right? Who don't say that, right? It's a little bit different. Yeah, pretty like that. Well, okay, our next word, what do we have here? We have is salt waters. Salt waters is a word that means kind of or found in water that contains salt. Well, salt waters basically it just means a water that is outside. And of course, there's also a lot of salt water naturally. So most of the oceans, if you taste the water, it is salty. You can't drink it. You cannot drink ocean's water because it has too much salt and it's not good for your body anyway. So famous sailor Swan, sailing on the oceans. He said water everywhere. And I have drop to drink, right? Alright, so if you're sailing on a boat, make sure you bring fresh water with you. You can't drink salt water, okay? Of course, the next word. The next word is up. It's fresh water. We can drink those fresh water. Yes, it's very fresh, especially on a hot day. So fresh waters are found in the places that are not rivers, right? There are not oceans. They can be rivers and lakes, right? They have fresh waters. I can see a picture here of a man or a canoe kayak, right? And he's paddling, right? Well, fresh water can also come from rain. Well, it's like a lake and it causes many lands in it. And there's a part of water and the land is surrounding outside that part of waters, right? Those areas have fresh waters, okay? And the next word, what do we have here? We have is moist. Moist. Moist is a word that says a little bit wet. Well, it's not Well, it's just kind of like humid, right? They have a little bit water in it. They're a little bit wet, so if you get a tissue, right? Um, um, wet tissue, right? And you put it on your skin, right? It's a little bit wet. It's moist, right? It contains a little bit water, of course. It's much easier to clean things to fade on the piece of water. Oops, that is moist, right? If you want to clean something, okay? Coat. Are you wearing a coat? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not cold where you are. But a coat, of course, is either something that we wear is coat, but we can also describe the animal's fur as a coat. Coat can be thin or can also be big, right? Well, that is the furthest covered an animal's body. Okay, well, a coat it is the fur that covers an animal's body. That's nearly every animals have furs, right? But usually mammals they doesn't have fur, right? Usually, but they can have fur too. Well, we can't say which animal has fur and which animal doesn't have furs, right? Well. Let's look at our map, our chart here. Various kind of habitats. We have 5 kinds. First, let's see. I want to open. Well, okay, here's a board so that maybe it can be easier for you to look at me while I'm drawing. Okay, well, various kind of habitats. Well, here's just a perfect drawing for you. Okay? Well, let's come to our chart. First, we're going to explore tundra. Tundra. You remember, this is a place where it's very hot. There's no trees. Whereas lands are just kind of like this. Let me see. I can change the colors. Right there, the lands they kind of like. They're just like this. They are shaped of like hexagons. I don't know how to say that, but they're very dry, right? And they just look like this. Their lands are not made out of land or dirt like our usual lands, right? But they are different, very different. Okay? Well, what if there's a place that is very different from tundra? It's opposite, and there's many trees on it. Well, this place is called woodlands. There are many trees inside of it, right? There are many trees. There are thousands or maybe hundreds of trees. Yes, there's thousands of them and you can't even think. Well, the trees are all over the place, right? Just like this small part, right? The trees are all over. Okay? Well, what if we have a place where it's very hot? It's not tundra, but this place is very hot. There's no water. Well, we would have a desert. Why do I need to open this? Yes, okay. A desert. Well, desert has sand, right? And they're very dry. What if there's places full of water? Then we have oceans, but when there's a combine of deserts, woodlands, and lakes and oceans together, we'll have lake. Okay? Well, let's look at animals. We've talked before that we have freshwater animals. There we go. The animals that live in fresh waters and in salt water, while fresh waters are animals that live in lakes and rivers, right? And salt waters are animals that live in the oceans. Well, they can be the animals that live in fresh water. They can be frog, beaver, or a carp. A carp is a convict. They are The ones that look like, the one that look like this, right? Looks like that one, right? Well, many people say in Lunar New Year, if we put it outside in the rivers or let it free, right? And we'll have luck all year, right? Well, it can also be beavers. Do you know what beavers are? They're the animals that have very sharp teeth that they can cut down those marks very easily. Okay? Well, animals that live in salt water. They can be dolphins. Yes, you see dolphins all in water, right? And jellyfish. Yes, it is. It looks very beautiful, right? Now just look at this one. They have combinations of soft colors in the waters, and they have clear, right? Well, there's many colors on the jellyfish, and it looks very wonderful. It can also be a squid or an octopus, right? Okay, I think that you ate the squid before, or maybe not. Yes, maybe. Okay, well, let's come to reading part. Are you ready? First, our tundra is very cold to habitat. There's a lot of snows in winter. Plants living in the tundra do not grow very tall and they will close. Also, they can die easily. Tundra's animals like polar bears and wolves have thick coats to keep them warm. A woodland is a habitat that gets a lot of rain and has many trees. The soil is moist. Many producers and consumers live in woodlands. A desert is very dry habitat with sandy soils. They have sand, right? They doesn't have any soil. It's very hot in day and very cold at night. Few producers or consumers live in desert. You can hardly find a kid in those deserts, or you can't even find a cow. In my place, those animals are pretty popular. The ocean is the biggest habitat. The earth has 70% of waters. Many types of salt water plants and animals live in the oceans. They have adapted to live in the ocean. They have formed to be living in the oceans. Lakes and freshwater habitats that are land. Freshwater plants and animals live in lakes. Okay? Well, I want you to remember there are 5 kinds of habitats that we're going to learn: woodland, tundra, desert, lake, and oceans. Now, I want you to ask, if you have a chance to visit those 5 habitats, what kind of habitats would you visit? Please tell me. I think I will visit the lake because I can have a picnic here. What about you? Now it's time to say bye. See you next time.